Is the MAGA movement losing momentum? Well, if you follow Tucker Carlson's of the world, if you follow Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, and Candace Owens, then yes, they'll tell you the MAGA movement is losing momentum. Well, let's start with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is someone I admire a lot. I respect him a lot. He sees problem solving very differently. I'll give you a great example. When the war between Ukraine and Russia broke out, and the Biden administration said, Russia, we are excommunicating you, we are seizing your assets, and we are not having any more discussions, and we're just going to throw money at this proxy war to Ukraine so they could continue to bomb you and this war could go on. Tucker sees this and he goes, I'm going to go over to Russia and have a conversation with Putin. And that's exactly what he does. And this drove the Biden administration and the intel community furious. And they said to Tucker, how dare you do that without consulting with us? And in fact, we're going to follow you and spy on you. And that's exactly what they did. So I admire that about Tucker. But then he makes videos like, what, did you see Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible? That means he isn't pushing ecumenical Christian beliefs. Well, Tucker, that's not true. I mean, how many times has President Trump said, God first, Jesus first? He's always pushed religion first. But then Tucker does also things like have Nick Fuentes on the show. He throws Nick softball questions, doesn't cross-examine him on some of the things that Nick Fuentes has said about Jews. And I'm paraphrasing what Nick Fuentes has said. Something about how, how many cookies can you bake in an oven? I don't know if it's 6 million. Questioning the Holocaust and the 6 million Jews that lost their lives. Then you have Megyn Kelly, who comes out and says American soldiers are dying for Iran and Israel. These views are shared by Tucker Carlson as well as Megyn Kelly. Then you have the Alex Jones and the Candace Owens. And Alex Jones is someone who has been deplatformed from every platform possible, every social media platform possible. This is a man who likely will be bankrupt by the end of the decade because he's been sued for $1.5 billion and found guilty of owing this money to the families of the Sandy Hook shooting by a jury. So the judge said, Alex, you got to liquidate everything. And he's now scrambling, panicking to pay these bills, which he likely will not be able to pay. And Candace Owens may be following that same suit if she doesn't fall back on this Brigitte Macron stuff about calling this woman a man. It was funny at first, but now it's just like beating a dead horse. Like, Candace, you're a bright woman. Please, let's move on. Okay, so now, is the MAGA movement losing momentum? No, absolutely not. Of course it's not losing momentum. What's happening in Iran, this has always been a part of the Trump administration. They had an agenda which was, Iran, you are the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. You've killed thousands of Americans, and we are going to put an end to your terrorist regime. Look at what's happened in the last 40 days. 40 days, okay? We've taken out 80% of their Navy, 90% of their Air Force. We've taken out 80% of their nuclear capabilities that they've had. Their radar systems, their reconnaissance, all gone. They have a blackout going on in Iran at the moment. And JD's there in Pakistan, where Pakistan is mediating the conversation between U.S. and Iran for a ceasefire. And JD's leading it. Now, we've had 13 soldiers lost in the past 40 days. It's a sad tragedy. It's part of war. It's what happens in war. But compare this to what the Biden administration did in 2021, leaving Afghanistan. This isn't a war they started. This is just them leaving. It took the Biden administration 4 months to leave a war that they spent trillions of dollars on. You had 13 deaths by suicide bombing. We left billions of dollars in Afghanistan to give to the terrorists over there, to Al Qaeda, and said, "Here you go. You could have our jets. You could have our airplanes. You could have our military base. Billions of dollars. You could have it all." We left in the most embarrassing, humiliating fashion, like you've never seen before. Okay. Now let's come home. Let's see what's happening in our domestic ground. Well, number one, you've had 0 illegal crossings in the past 2 months, where the borders are secure. You've got ICE locking up illegal criminals every day. Just the other day, I saw a video about how a crazy maniac who was let in under the Biden administration from Haiti beat a woman with a hammer in broad daylight. So ICE is doing their job. They are deporting these illegal criminals. You have the one big beautiful bill where record tax reimbursements are happening and being given out to Americans because they're being taxed to death by these Democrats and some Republicans in the Republican states, but it's mostly Democratic states like New York, New Jersey, California. Then you have fraud that's being cracked down on a lightning fast speed. Thank you to influencers like Nick Fuentes, another gentleman whose name I'm forgetting, but thank you to a lot of the social media guys who've kick-started this movement. You have energy production that's being released on a scale you've never seen before. You have deregulation happening, and you're seeing a record stock market. All that being said, are there areas where the messaging could be better from the Trump administration? Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I believe the Trump administration should come out and say and tell us that, look, hey, the border wall, like, give us a status on the border wall. Where are we with the border wall? Give us an update. Tell us when it's going to be finished. I think these are real grievances from Americans. I think they could come out and say, when we say America first, we mean Americans and American choices first, period. Yes, we work with our allies, but we do not take orders from Israel. Put an end to this conversation of President Trump and is being controlled by Israel, is being controlled by the Israeli military, is being controlled by Netanyahu. End that conversation. Come out and say that. They come out and say, well, we do have an energy crisis because the radical Democrats are fighting us on energy policy. They are so infatuated with their green renewable energy, which costs 3 times as much more, and the infrastructure is not there for it, but they love their green energy. And so but the hell with it, come hell or high water, we are going to unleash energy production like you've never seen before. We have, as President Trump has said, we've got clean coal. Like, go to New York, start getting some clean coal. Go to Idaho, go to Nevada. Like, they are unleashing clean coal. Then they come out and say, well, we're trying to pass common sense policies like the Save America Act. But you've got the radical left that keeps fighting us on every single thing, especially voter ID to vote. You go to a bank, you need ID. You go to get government services, you need an ID. You want to get on an airplane, a skydive, you will likely need an ID. But to vote, they were fighting us on this. And here's a list of all the Democrats that, along with Republicans, because you have Mitch McConnell, who is another one. Mitch McConnell, a Republican, this man is lost his dang mind. He's got one foot in the graveyard and the second foot on the banana peel. So Mitch McConnell is another person blocking the Save America bill, Save America Act. And so I think the administration should say, well, here's a list of all the people that are fighting us on this. We would like you to call them up and share your grievances with them and tell them that you're America first and you want them to pass this bill and stop the filibuster. So I think there is some improvement on the messaging, and I think that's some of the messaging that they could improve on. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for watching these videos. If you think I missed something, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. I do read all of them. If you disagree with me, tell me what you disagree with me on, and we could certainly have a conversation.